So we're 2/3 of the way through the Rugby Championship now. It's another kind of rest week, so it's a good chance to have a look and see just what effect the results of the Rugby Championship have been having on the World Rankings. Of course, I mean, the All Blacks got beaten, which hadn't happened for a wee while, especially not to a non-British and Irish Lions team. So their spot is still secure. But if you're an Ireland fan, it's probably decent news for you, because prior to this, I mean, obviously there's not much in the way of movement, but prior to this, Ireland were a solid kind of 4 points behind New Zealand. New Zealand comfortably out in front. Big gap between them and Ireland, and then a big gap between Ireland and Wales. So it was a big gap between 1 and 2, then 2 and 3. New Zealand's dropped a couple of points. They were 94, now they're 92. So if you're an Ireland fan, you've got to be looking at this upcoming tour that New Zealand has of Argentina and South Africa and be thinking, without doing anything, potentially Ireland could bump up into number 1. In saying that, the All Blacks don't tend to lose many games, and they certainly don't tend to lose them in a row. I think the last time, I could be mistaken, but the last time the All Blacks lost 2 on the trot was 2011. Stand to be corrected, but I'm pretty sure it's that. So, yeah, the odds of it are pretty slim. Also, Argentina never beaten the All Blacks, so it's not one that you'd be putting the house on. But despite the fact that Ireland's not playing, it still kind of adds a little bit of spice to that. Obviously, you know, Wales and England, along with Ireland, they don't move in terms of their rankings, in terms of the points, because, you know, they haven't been playing. I did a video the other day about the odds from the bookies on World Cup winners. Wales, who are 3rd here, retain their 3rd spot. Were not being backed by the bookies as a shot for kind of winning the World Cup, at least the ones that I checked. But certainly, they're still looking pretty strong on this board. South Africa is our big mover here. They've swapped places with Australia, so the Aussies that I'm wearing their jersey feeling a bit of pain. Dropping down into 7th spot. The South Africans were there just a couple of weeks ago, so I guess it's kind of, just a case of trading places. So the Boks are on 83.35. Still a wee gap between them and England. It'll take a pretty good run-in for them to secure 4th spot by the end of the Rugby Championship. I think they'd have to win both their games. And they're very marginally ahead of Scotland, so the Boks will, I guess, be trying their best to hold on to the spot. But I mean, in the scheme of things, it's just a number, so as long as they're getting good results, it's kind of the most important thing. Like I said, the Wallabies down. They were on 84.45, but they lost that game to Argentina at home, so they dropped 2 points. Argentina, who don't quite make this top 7, they are down in 9th, just below France. So Argentina on 79.02, up from 77. So there's still a bit of work for them. France are also on 79, so there's a bit of a gap between those two teams not on this board and the bottom of these teams. A bit of a cluster between 5, 6, and 7. So before this Rugby Championship is out, you could potentially see a bit more shuffling there, despite Scotland not playing. Australia are going to have to get their house in order to get out of 7th, because they got 2 away games, which right now are looking pretty tough. The Boks kind of, every time I feel like they're riding the crest of a wave, things just kind of splash back down. So I guess we'll see if they can kind of continue things from this high that they've had of playing the All Blacks. And there's been a bit of news that I think Francois Lowe and Willie LaRue won't be returning to the Springboks camp after this week off. So they're back to their clubs in England, and they're going to stay there. They're not back to play. So potentially that's going to hurt a wee bit the Springbok chances, because I mean LaRue especially, a very good form for the Rugby Championship. The All Blacks, like I said, probably going to retain number 1 spot. They very rarely drop that spot since the rankings have begun. It's been the All Blacks most of the time. But also they don't lose at home very often. And that sure happened the other day. So stranger things have happened in sport. The Argentinians are looking very good under Mario Ledesma, so that's not going to be an easy one when the All Blacks travel there. They're without Kieran Reid. He's injured. And yeah, the Boks are going to have their tails up for that match at altitude in Pretoria. So, like I said, stranger things have happened, but I wouldn't be putting money on it. It looks like the top 4 are probably going to sit, and it'll be a bit of a mix-up between 5, 6, and 7. Argentina, like I said, will have to make a big shove if they're going to make it kind of into these at least top 7 positions, but for the moment I think they're pretty happy, at least with just the improvements that have been going on under Ledesma. So yeah, those are the rankings. In terms of points, like I said, the All Blacks are down 2, the Boks are up 2, the Wallabies are down 2, and the Pumas are up 2. So it's all pretty much that simple, but still lots of room to shuffle around. You guys let me know your thoughts on the rankings. How do you think this compares with the actual odds going in towards the World Cup? Because like I said, Wales not being given a whole lot of chance according to the bookies. Similar with the Boks. The Wallabies are way up here in terms of what the bookies think the Wallabies could potentially do. But obviously those betting trends will change throughout the year, so we'll kind of monitor them as well. You guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.